Welcome back, Overwatch fans, to another amazing night.
We have a fantastic match tonight, no question about it.
Oh my god, yes!
Put the barrage! Make sure they can't even follow up afterwards.
And Wash us down 2 in this fight thus far. Make that 3, make that 4 right now here. Dynamic team gets a 4-man tire.
Those who find the picks will save the fights, and they don't really need to save what they've already won.
100 gets 3 with the Primal Rage.
Experience tranquility.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everybody else in between, good evening and welcome back to Tranquility Gaming Season 8 Championship Bracket coverage. Last night, we saw the Devil Dukes punch their ticket to the Transcendence Tier Grand Finals, and tonight, we find out which of these undefeated teams will meet them next week. Will it be the preseason champions Epizeuxis or the powerhouse of the starchy orgs Decapi-taters? There's only one way to find out. My name is Bowsy, and I'm joined here by Ty Munster in the cast and Keyshow on the production. Ty, how are you doing this fine evening?
I'm feeling excellent because this is probably going to be one of the highest level of Overwatch that I'm ever going to be casting in my career, mostly because my career is not very good right now, but that's besides the point. I'm really excited to watch these two teams. Obviously, two of, if not the best teams coming out of all of Tranquility. This is really a finals level match coming up. You know, Decapi-taters have lost 5 maps this season, drawn 3 oddly enough, and Epizeuxis have lost 4 maps all season. So these two teams coming in here are not even breaking a sweat. By the way, that was not counting the playoffs. Epizeuxis did lose 2 maps in the playoffs. I don't know about Decapi-taters, but somewhere around there. These teams are not looking bad. They're not even sweating at the moment.
Yeah, in terms of the playoffs, of course, Epi did lose 2 maps, and it was Decapi-taters losing, 4 maps, I'm pretty sure. 1 to Insidious and 3 to Battalion after getting reverse swept to them in week number 13. So definitely going to be an interesting match. Again, both of these teams really strong throughout the entire season, but only one of them can make it on to the grand finals for the Transcendence here, Season 8. We're going to be getting into the match here very shortly, and our first map, chosen by Epizeuxis, who is the higher seed, is Busan, Ty.
All right, Busan, that's a good map. You know, Busan is a map where you can really play anything. You just know when to play it. You can play a lot of Rhine comps on Mecha base. It's normally the expected norm, but you can definitely play like a Ball Sigma as well. It's really common, really popular, really powerful as well. On Drum Map Sanctuary, you can play a lot of 6-man. You can play Pokeball comp. I've seen even Brawl and Double Shield work out there, so there's a lot of options on that map as well. And the third map is the city one. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but
Downtown.
Again, downtown. Thank you. A lot of opportunities to play whatever you want. Once again, 6-man is extremely popular. Ball comps, again, also extremely popular. It's up to you to what you want to play on Busan. So Epizeuxis probably have some things up their sleeves here.
Yeah, definitely Epizeuxis. Of course, being friends with the Marsupial Org, and we saw the Marsupial Org run that sort of brawl style through most of Busan yesterday. Did run some of that double shield, or at least the Sigma Ball or Diva Ball, something along those lines, but still, Epizeuxis might have that sort of same things. It's going to be interesting to see what they decide to pull out and if it's going to work here against the Decapi-taters, or if the Decapi-taters are going to try to take the advantage and try to punch their ticket into the finals match. We'll be getting into the match here very shortly, but it's going to be interesting to see how these two teams face off, considering again, these teams really have not faced each other all season, and these teams have been undefeated, except Decapi-taters losing to Battalion in the playoffs.
It's Battalion. Of all teams, if you're losing to any of them, Battalion is the one you feel best about losing to, except for maybe Epizeuxis themselves, who Epizeuxis, by the way, also beat Battalion to start off the season, if I remember correctly. That was their first match this season, a 3-2 against Battalion. So those are really 3 of the top 3 teams, 3 of the top 4 teams. Maybe you could throw Devil Dukes up there. You can throw, I don't even remember who off the top of my head who else could go up there, but those are really the top 3 teams I think you would be expecting.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see as we head into the map here, starting off on Busan Sanctuary. And right now, Ty, there's different composition on both sides. I swear, Decapi-taters, please be trolling.
They're not playing it. They're not pulling out the Bastion comp, yeah. Orsted over to the Cassidy. Almost a guarantee, I think, to see a... it could be Tank Bunker, could also be a Brawl comp as well, depending on what Nagisa and Delphi pull out. But 6-man, that is very expected. It's very potent on this map, but it does look like a Tank Bunker, which is very good at stopping the 6-man. Super bulky, super defensive, can take a lot of punishment and retaliate back with a lot of self-preservation and CC.
And also Smug switching over to the Torbjorn as well will provide that backline pressure here so that the Decapi-taters can try to force out that Tracer and Dive composition. That Epizeuxis are running as Epizeuxis make their way up to the point. Bubble already invested early here from Gallo, so Decapi-taters in a very good spot right now, just forcing out those cooldowns. Smug's turret gets eliminated by Sly on the Lucio as Epizeuxis make their way right onto the point. Good flash coming out from Orsted, but it gets boots away from Nagisa. Haruhiro that lives to see another day as Epizeuxis get the first cap on the point. Now Delphi's dead, died, toasty toast. It's going to be a queen fight here from the side of Epizeuxis, it looks like, and Decapi-taters will be sent to the drawing board.
If I'm Decapi-taters there, I'm looking to give up the first cap for the sake of holding a good position, and, you know, they do that actually, as it turns out. They got 2 kills on the board. They're coming back into this strong.
Yeah, absolutely. Garrett loses mech, but it's 4 picks right now for the side of Decapi-taters. Sly on the high ground, just trying to be cheeky. Won't be able to get any sort of kills with that. And that's going to be the Decapi-taters taking the point back with 23% for Epizeuxis.
Oh, I do not like that. You see Golo and Hariru and Frozen all switching their heroes. The biggest benefit of playing the 6-man comp is how fast it charges those ultimates. So seeing those 3 switches, I'm fine with Hariru switching off of the Tracer, but you lose your EMP, which was at over 70%. You lose your Primal Rage. Coming in here, you're relying on those Coalescence, and no other ultimates will be built up during the fight.
Then that comes out here from Orson to try and separate the members of Epizeuxis, and it will find Golo. But the flip goes in favor here. Epizeuxis is able to touch on the point. The Decapi-taters is unable to touch it. Molten Core also invested here from Smugs, but now there's already 4 picks in favor of Epizeuxis. They're cleaning the field one by one. Bomb invested here from Garrett. It has to be big. It won't be able to find anybody. Unable to get the remake kill at all, but Voltus finds the kill on the Frozen, but that's just going to be a reset here for the Decapi-taters.
Orsted opts in for the Reaper coming into this. I definitely like that. I think the Cassidy was a fine option, but the Reaper is going to have a lot more pushing power, and it's going to do a good job of keeping Golo off of Delphi. Delphi's been ran over a lot. Garrett just getting their mech back. Don't worry about that too much. And Frozen switching to the Reaper as well to help push Orsted off of Golo. So this is going to be a battle of who can prop up their main tank better. Reaper in this comp, both of these comps, is basically just a passive for your main tank.
Gotta watch out for these divas as well, because the divas have to try and eat those Reaper bullets. Drum comes down here early from Delphi, and the Blizzard from Haruhito gets eaten by Garrett. Beautiful eat coming out from the diva player on the side of the Decapi-taters. The Decapi-taters just waiting for their opportunity to push in. Sly invests the beat. Toast uses the bomb. All it does is eliminate the drum and the immortality field, but Delphi's extremely low, and again, will get killed out by Sly. Sable can get the kill onto Orsted, and now Epizeuxis is just pushing right into the enemy team of Decapi-taters as they're looking in last fight territory.
I changed my mind. I'm sorry I bad talked the switch onto the Brawl. It's looking fantastic. Cam already has another Coalescence. They're cycling their ultimates pretty well. This rally is going to give them a lot more pushing power if anybody can touch. Doesn't look like it, no.
No one from Decapi-taters was even close. Unfortunately, Garrett was the closest on the Diva, and they did not have the jet boosters up. So Epizeuxis will take the first map here on Busan Sanctuary, heading into our second point here of Busan.
Yeah, and I think it should be City Center, yeah. Or not City Center, downtown. My bad, but...
No worries.
I mean, this is another place where you can easily run the 6-man if you're Epizeuxis, but seeing the tank bunker start off from the Decapi-taters, you're immediately going to read that and be like, yeah, we're just going to play the Brawl into you. We're not going to opt in for any 6-man trickery when we know what you're going to play. We know we have a good read on you, so we're not going to try anything too sneaky. Just win the game forehead.
We'll see if they can win the game forehead indeed, but no 6-man dive coming in from either side, just the Brawl composition from the side of Epizeuxis, and Decapi-taters sticking onto this Orisa Diva bunker style with Orsted on that Reaper, so we'll see if it makes any sort of difference here, as Epizeuxis makes that early engage very quickly, just trying to take that space away from the Decapi-taters, which is what they need. Smug's turret gets destroyed once again, and the Overload was also used up here, as Epizeuxis just wait on this corner for the perfect opportunity to push in.
Reaper in this comp is really your sledgehammer to break through what Decapi-taters are pulling out here, but you have so much space for Epizeuxis, you don't even need a cap. You can just wait for them to make a mistake. There it is, great wall.
Yeah, beautiful wall coming out there from Haruhito. No kills invested in that, and the window is actually used here from Voltage, as the Decapi-taters want to try to invest into this. Epizeuxis will get the first cap here on the point as Decapi-taters make their way in, but Golo finds the first kill on the Nagisa, make that a second on the Delphi, and Epizeuxis is just going to clean up the rest of the field, and they will be winning this first fight.
I want to see a comp swap from the Decapi-taters here. I like this comp in theory, but in practice, there's nothing the Torbjorn can do against just being ran over by the Reinhardt. The Brig is really struggling. You might want to take a page out of Overwatch 2 book where you play Lucio with every comp and just switch Nagisa over to the Lucio. Helps you kite the Maywall, helps you kite the Reinhardt, and lets your team stay with a good backbone.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see what the move is here. Decapi-taters look like they want to try take multiple different angles here, try to get that little bit of a flank here on Epizeuxis, but they just go straight to the point. Can't really flank if there's only one way that you can approach them, so Decapi-taters need to try and find a better way to get into this. Molten Core is used here by Smugs, trying to get a lot of damage onto the point. The Blizzard used here by Haruhito, unable to get eaten by Garrett this time. It looks like it's going to freeze up. Only the Orisa of Delphi. Smugs in a bad situation, gets cornered by Sly and Epizeuxis and gets eliminated. Orson also gets booped off the map, and now Decapi-taters looking really rough right now. Epizeuxis doing a really good job on this hold.
I mean, yeah, they're ult cycling beautifully. Only a Blizzard used this fight. And they're just going to go touch the spawn doors. A Junkrat from Smug's desperation swap, I think, because Torbjorn wasn't doing much for you, but I would rather see a Pharah, an Echo, something that can abuse the lack of range damage from Epizeuxis and make some offensive things happen. And Garrett just resetting their ult charge to get back onto the D.Va off the baby form.
That was detrimental almost, because Garrett, I believe, had the D.Va bomb ready. Now the drum will be used here by Delphi as Decapi-taters try to take that high ground advantage. Smugs is just peeking, trying to get a lot of damage in. Epizeuxis recognizes them, but it gets burnt down almost all the way down to their mech. As now Epizeuxis is looking for this final hold. 5% here for the side of Epizeuxis to try and finish out this map as Decapi-taters try to make their way. Overtime is triggered. Shatter from Golo does not only lands on above support, and Frozen used that Death Blossom to eliminate Voltage and Nagisa. Epizeuxis doing a really good job of holding everybody out. Smug's got the kill on the cam, but it might not be enough. A tire is used here. Won't be able to get anything as the rest of the picks go in favor of Epizeuxis, and they will be taking this first map in this series. Epizeuxis up 1-0.
Their palms aren't even sweating right now, covering their mouses, because they did not break a sweat there. They lost one fight to start off round 1 and never let control go back over to Decapi-taters. Epizeuxis, with a perfectly timed counter pick onto the Brawl comp, I criticized it early because of the ultimates that you might have wanted to keep, but it's a smart play to do what they ended up doing, and just mechanical plays, teamwork, coordination. It's looking beautiful from Epizeuxis, and Decapi-taters need to start thinking the same way. They're playing these compositions a little bit stubbornly. Once they switch off a little bit more, they're going to look better, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Decapi-taters need to know that flexibility. They need to know when that adaptability needs to be put in play here. But now they get to choose their assault map, the only assault map we have in the series here, Ty. Which 2 CP map do you think they want to go for here?
Well, this is going to be one of the last times you ever see 2CP played in a tournament, given the fact that Overwatch 2 is already being played in Owl. But I think that based on what Epizeuxis were playing, what you saw as Decapi-taters, you're looking, all right, so they played Brawl, they played 6-man. That's what they seem to be comfortable on. So let's potentially go over to Volskaya. That's a good map because it's hard to play the Brawl there. You have to play it really well. And the other one I was thinking, Temple of Anubis. You don't want to go to Hanamura because Brawl just throttles anything you want to do on Hanamura. Temple of Anubis is a good counter pick because you haven't seen any evidence this series at the very least that they have anything too good for Temple of Anubis. Is 6-man pretty weak, but Double Bubble can work a little bit of magic. So Decapi-taters, they're kind of on the back foot here. They exposed a lot of looks from themselves. Epizeuxis only showed rush styles.
Yeah, definitely. So it's going to be interesting to see how Decapi-taters will get that play. They have chosen Temple of Anubis for the new map and the next map. And they've also made a swap coming in. Garrett is coming out, and DNA, who was a well-known player back in Season 7 Discord tier, is coming in on the off-tank position. Ty, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of good Sigma and D.Va play this next map.
Yeah, I actually remember casting DNA, and that's how I know that this guy's gonna be a freak. I remember DNA last season I was talking about him as if a lot of people were talking about him as if, all right, why is this guy not already in Transcendence tier? Here he is playing in Transcendence tier with Decapi-taters. There's only good things that I expect to see from this guy. He is a great off-tank player.
Yeah, definitely. DNA cannot be denied. One of the best off-tank winners last season for Tranquility Gaming Season 7. He was the best off-tank winner in Discord tier, and also was the champion last season with Reminiscence. So ended up joining Decapi-taters this season and has found his home here and has really been a good performer all around. So it's going to be interesting to see how he does here on Temple of Anubis. Epizeuxis, we're waiting on the command to get ready into the match here, so we'll see if they end up making any sort of swaps or if their coach is just lecturing him. Nope, no swaps coming out here from Epizeuxis, as we're going to be jumping into Temple Anubis here shortly.
I mean, you say he won with Reminiscence. He didn't win. He dominated with Reminiscence. That team was one of the most dominant performances I think Tranquility has ever seen from that team in that division. Definitely more dominant than any team in any division this season, which is saying a lot because we have some dominant teams this season. But last season, it was all about Reminiscence in that Discord tier, who were just better than everybody else. Probably could have scrimmed up and played up to the top of even what Transcendence had to offer. So that's should go to show how good DNA is coming in here.
Yeah, definitely. And it's also, I mean, Reminiscence was such a powerhouse last season. The only team that took maps of them didn't even meet him in the finals.
Yeah.
The team, or at least the team that took multiple maps off him and took a match off of them, didn't meet him in the finals. So Reminiscence was a good team. But enough about Reminiscence, enough about boosting Capital's ego. We're here to see the Transcendence tier. We're here to see a match coming on here. And right now, here on Temple of Anubis, the composition coming out from Epizeuxis on the defense, they're showing the double shield here, Ty.
This is just what you expect to play on Temple of Anubis. Ashe, Orisa, Sigma, and Bap are all necessities on first point. You can play the D.Va sometimes, but Sigma provides so much value with off angles. Hanzo can be switched out for a Tracer, an Echo, or whatever, something like that. But Hanzo's kind of a standard pick at this point, and Brig can be switched for a Mercy for the res and damage boost, but Brig is so much value against anything that isn't a double shield comp, and look at this! Decapi-taters immediately roll out on a double shield comp.
Very interesting slot coming out from Decapi-taters. They want to take this right side approach. That's a huge Hulk coming out from Golo, but won't be able to get the job done there. Orsted is still in the original choke with Nagisa there, so they're probably just setting up so they can get some good dynamite picks and try to get that off angle here. So we'll see if it works here as Decapi-taters try to make that initial push. Voltage already has to invest that immortality field, so a lot of damage already coming in favor here for the side of Epizeuxis. They're getting a lot of damage on the side of Decapi-taters, and now Voltage is picked out by Frozen's dynamite, and that might mean just a clean reset here for the Decapi-taters.
You saw for a second where Orsted was. Great shot from Hero, and Frozen actually takes out Orsted, but that's the... Oh, if you can get that position as the Ashe, then that's just the pincer. That's the death position where Orsted is right now. If you can get DNA up there with you, then that's a 3-3 split that can barely be stopped.
Orsted just trying to barely get out of there, chased down by the Sigma and the Brigida. Will just be able to get out of there. Good escape by Orsted, and was able to get that life of Frozen, who probably is going to be back in the fight here very soon. Window will be invested here from Voltage as Epizeuxis have to try and retreat off this high ground as Decapi-taters start making their way forward.
Yeah, it's a good window just to get some space, but Cam has one of his own, and it's going to be really dangerous to see if they can even survive through their own window, let alone the opposition's. Defense is in a very tight situation here, with so many ults about to come online for the attackers.
Yeah, definitely, but Epizeuxis does have that Gravitic Flux. We'll see if they're able to use it here in this fight as Decapi-taters take the high ground. The Flux comes out here from DNA first. Same with the Dragons for Smugs, trying to combine those ults. Voltage gets the pick off on the slide. Delphi gets the pick on the Golo, but Orsted ends up falling to Haruhiro, so it's still possible here for the defense. But as I say that, Epizeuxis and Cam are now dead. Orsted gets killed once again after getting res. Frozen and Bob able to get the kill on the DNA, but at the end of the day, it's going to be the Decapi-taters win the fight, and they will be getting this first point.
Even though Orsted didn't get a single final blow that fight, just him and DNA on that power position on that high ground immediately forces Epizeuxis to play differently. Frozen on a Doomfist for some reason. That's not something you see often at all. So, gonna have to see if this is a counter pick to specifically mess with the damage boosted Orsted, or if there's something else planned for Frozen here.
We'll see. Frozen's Doomfist has been known for ridiculous things. If you've ever seen the Tranquility Gaming intro, that Legion play with Doomfist, yep, that was a Frozen play. Now the Decapi-taters making their way in. They know that Frozen is on this Doomfist, and they're trying to scout him out before he causes any sort of problems. There he is right there. You can see him on your screen. The Valkyrie invested here from Nagisa as the Decapi-taters try to make their way into that left room to try and make it engage. Now through the main. Here comes the Gravitic Flux coming out from Epizeuxis. Lands onto 3 people as the Dragon also comes out from Haruhiro. The Mortality Field is forced out from Voltage. The window now used from Voltage. And now Orsted ends up falling into the hands of Frozen. Big pick coming out from Epizeuxis. But now DNA gets a pick off into Frozen. DNA starting to finally show up. 2 kills for him in this fight. And Nagisa gets that res off onto Orsted. Decapi-taters making their way slowly to the point as the rally is invested here from Sly. Orsted gets the final kill onto them. And now suddenly Decapi-taters finally waking up when it matters. And they're starting to get these picks. But Haruhiro has found 3 in this pick. In this fight, Smugs gets the kill onto him and also gets the kill on the Frozen, so it's still winnable here for the side of the Decapi-taters. Make that 3 for Smugs in this fight. The Hanzos in this fight are going nuts right now. Epizeuxis trying to keep Golo alive, be unable to keep him alive. Epizeuxis gets the kill off on the Orsted, and it's back and forth thus far between the Decapi-taters and the Epizeuxis. At the end of the day, Epizeuxis get the closer hold.
It takes a second, but that first pick from Frozen means that you don't have the 6v6 that you want on every 2CP second point attack. Even though you do get 3 excellent picks following that, it just becomes so much harder to kill the stragglers. The 3 players who are there take the extra 1 second each. That 1 extra second becomes 3. That 3 seconds can become 10, and that's a full reset that Epizeuxis have on their hands just from 1 early pick.
Sorry about that, I had to take a drink of water because that was an intense fight. And now Decapi-taters trying to make their way back into this. Orson switch over to the Cassidy here to try and provide more stuns for that Doomfist of Frozen. So we'll see if it works into their favor. Nope, it won't. Haruhiro gets that Storm Arrow kill right onto Orson to eliminate that Cassidy. Now Frozen's going nuts in the backline again. Gets that kill on a Nagisa with the punch. And now Epizeuxis getting that cleanup with Frozen on this Doomfist. That's 3 in this fight for Frozen.
He's going into. He wants the blood of Goldfish. I mean, it took them a second to wake up on second point, but critically, they only gave up 1 tick. 41.9% is very achievable on second point if they manage to hold this. So you always feel good about a second point hold on Anubis. A little bit of progress means this isn't drawable, unless, you know, we go to further rounds. But you're feeling really good as Epizeuxis winning that fight, because you know you can win another. There's not 2 ticks, 33%, that need to be built up.
It definitely is now. Epizeuxis getting a really good hold here. Decapi-taters using this window here from Bolton to try and push in. Dragon's also invested here from Smug. Same for Haruhiro's Dragon. And already Haruhiro's found Bolton, but DNA finds the kill on the Frozen. So it is possible here for the Decapi-taters, but they have to try and find more picks and quickly, or else they're not going to be having any chance again. The flash from Orson almost gets the kill on the Sly, but it's a great block coming out from Golo to keep that Brigida alive. And now Epizeuxis will get the hold, and the Decapi-taters getting the retreat with Delphi dying.
You just constantly need to reset in this comp, because Epizeuxis, they can just wait. They can get a pick, or even not get a pick and just play a neutral fight and just wait for you to mess up, get a kill, and then pounce. They are playing this exactly how you need to. Only 1 ult for Decapi-taters, but it is Bongo. That can cycle a few ultimates in. But on the other side, you have almost a golden row coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult here for Decapi-taters to try and push in. Use that drum to initiate here with Delphi as the window comes out from Cam. So now Decapi-taters need to worry about that on the engage. Delphi's shield just getting melted immediately. Flux comes out from DNA, lands onto a few, and Nagisa gets the kill onto Frozen. Haruhiro, however, finds that kill onto the Brigida, so now Nagisa out of his fight. Voltage eliminates the Immortality Field as DNA is deep in the enemy team, trying to keep himself alive, trying to find the fix. Orson uses the Deadeye, gets killed out by Haruhiro, who also gets the Dragon Strike kill on the Voltage, and that's another 1 fight for Epizeuxis with 30 seconds remaining.
You really want to keep that flux there if you're Decapi-taters. You wanted the high noon as well, but Orsted on the Tracer isn't as big of a deal. But Smugs, he was your initiation. He had the Dragon Strike. He's out of this fight. Only the window, if you can even manage. Orsted, so much pressure on this guy just to touch the point, and you have to give up the dragons on the Doomfist.
Yeah, it's not good here. Smug's trying to touch back on the Doomfist. The Tracer of Orson there to touch, but he ends up getting killed out. Frozen also gets the kill on the DNA. All that's left is this ball of Delphi. He'll get burnt down by Cam because of that drum from Golo. And Frozen's going nuts once again, getting this Doomfist, trying to kill all the remaining factors. Get Smugs out of this building! I'm the only Doomfist who can survive around here, says Frozen. And Epizeuxis will get the hold here on point B. Only 41% taken here from the side of the Decapi-taters.
Indomitable from Epizeuxis. They do not look like there's a team in the world that could take a map off of them right now. They lost 1 fight, 2 fights, and they never gave up that second point. And they never even gave up that second tick on that second point, which is even better. 41.9% for Decapi-taters. That is super achievable if you're Epizeuxis. Just come in here, play for first. Once you get that first fight that gets you that first point, immediately switch off to whatever you need to do to perfectly cap second point. You don't need to worry about your time bank. Just do it eventually, and you win the map.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll see what Epizeuxis decides to come out here on their attack. But Decapi-taters, a lot of pressure on their shoulders right now. This was their map pick, remember. And now they're coming out on the defense with the Junkrat Ash composition. I like where this is going, Ty.
All right, I don't like where this is going much. Yeah.
Not anymore.
I liked the J-Lulk, but Hanzo, again, this is the standard expected meta for Temple of Anubis defense. These 6 heroes are basically what you should expect every time, but Frozen is going to be such a critical threat on the attacking team. On the Widowmaker, I would almost like to see him start on the Ashe just to do the Gladiator's bait, where they where Decapi-taters can press tab, be like, okay, they have an Ash, and then once that goes through, switch the Widow and spawn, and then do that. But you know, I'm fine with starting on the Widow. See if you can get a cheeky pick onto Smugs, who is very vulnerable where he is.
And definitely Decapi-taters setting up on this defense. Frozen going for a wide angle here on the Widowmaker. Either Decapi-taters don't realize this, or Frozen's going to be going for a very cheeky shot in the choke. Probably going for some sort of jump shot. We'll see what he's able to do. Decapi-taters realize this, and Smugs just jumps right off that high ground to go take a different angle so he can focus on the attack here from the Epizeuxis. What is Frozen planning here on this Widowmaker?
He's waiting out the sonars. That's what he's doing. He's waiting for the sonars to be out. That way then he can peek after they're through and then strike. Now, sneakily, but Smugs forcing him away means it should be a one fight. Yeah.
Ooh, and a big pick from Smugs getting that kill on the Cam. Make that 2 on the sly. Smugs getting the important pick. What's invested here from Epizeuxis? And it finds 2. Delphi and Smugs are out of the fight. Epizeuxis trying to bring it back, but will get killed out by Nagisa. But that's a big pick for Epizeuxis, especially when the rest of them are running back. Frozen! Oh my goodness!
What is that shot? You kill the 2 slowest, and then you kill the Ashe as well. Hanzo and Orisa are super slow to get back into this. All you have to do is wait for a reset as Epizeuxis. This first point is yours. Make a counter, make the picks you need. Orsted on the Tracer. Need to kill Frozen because he's going on a rampage.
Nagisa used the rally as well, so Frozen denied that all. Delphi's back in the fight, gets that kill on the Golo, and now Orsted is back on the Tracer as well. Cam gets the kill on the Bolton, but now Decapi-taters lighting up the kill feed one by one. Looks like they'll finally be able to rebound and keep this point from getting a tick in the favor of Epizeuxis.
Potentially a little bit too antsy to get onto the point when all you need to do is just win the fight, get some good positioning first. You are on a double shield, remember, which you don't need to necessarily get on point and win the fight. You just need to surround them, get your Sigma into a good off angle with your, probably your Widowmaker would be the main target here. And this is a nice flux just to stuff them up a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. It also forces out the Immortality Field from Cam. Dragon Strike also comes out here from Smugs. Goes right into that little corridor where the Epizeuxis were trying to push in. Doesn't get any kills, but does force them out. Drums used here from Delphi as Decapi-taters just piling into this area. Dragon Strike now from Haruhiro gets a lot of damage, but no kills. Golo actually gets 3 kills in this fight with the Orisa. 2 kills going in favor here for the side of Decapi-taters, however, but now Bolton is dead. All of a sudden, it's DNA and Orsted. Orsted can't get a 4K Pulse Bomb. We'll get that Immortality Field removed, but it's not going to be enough here for the Decapi-taters. It looks like at the end of the day, Epizeuxis will be able to get this first point.
A great lamp from Cam that really saves them. I don't like this Infrasight from Frozen. It can help scout out where the Tracer's coming from. Infrasight, in my opinion, might just be the second best ultimate in the game after, obviously, EMP. It's so good at getting the enemy team into exactly where you want. They have to play so safe because it's on Widowmaker. Widowmaker with an Infrasight up is the scariest hero in the entire game. Scarier than a Rallying Brig, scarier than a Fluxing Sigma. It's horrifying to try.
Big pick from Haruhiro, eliminating Smugs with that headshot, showing him how it's done here. DNA uses the Gravitic Flux once again. A lot of people caught here from Epizeuxis, but now the kills are starting to go in favor of Decapi-taters. 4 kills thus far, thanks to that Flux from DNA.
A lot more fight being put up by Decapi-taters on the defense, and a lot of that does come in from DNA, who's doing a fantastic job on the Sigma. And not only that, but he only waited for the Flux after Cam used the Immortality Field. If he uses it a few seconds earlier, you're sweating a little bit more, but the fact that the Flux got used after the Immortality Field is a great decision from DNA at that moment.
Ooh, the window comes out from Voltage, and Delphi gets that final kill onto Frozen, and switched over to the Cassidy. A welcome gift from the side of the Decapi-taters, and now Smugs found Epizeuxis. The picks are all going in favor here for the side of the Decapi-taters, and they'll continue this hold here on point B.
I feel like you might want to get a little more ult charge off of the window there than you did, but it's a small want. Like, you need a little bit more for this next fight. Only a Bongo and a Rally, and they're not even guaranteed. If Epizeuxis are super proactive with these ults and get them off before Decapi-taters have theirs ready, then that's a great position to be in for Epizeuxis, but Decapi-taters just need to stall this fight.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see what the Decapi-taters are able to do and what Epizeuxis do to try and engage here. Rally's used early here from Nagisa, and Epizeuxis just waiting for the perfect opportunity. Drums invested here from Golo as they start making their engage into the main choke area. DNA loses his shield, but doesn't lose his life, thankfully. But now Epizeuxis have this choke open to themselves. DNA almost in that Flux, however. Smugs gets that first pick on the Haruhiro as well. That's a big pickoff, and Delphi's found Golo. Epizeuxis falling one by one, and it's going to be another good hold here from the side of the Decapi-taters.
Yeah, Epizeuxis are looking a little bit shaken at this point. They need to make a comp swap, and just before I say that, Golo agrees with me. They're going with the Mei and Symmetra. You don't see a Mei Sim often, but I think this is a great decision to make. Cassidy is your standard, but what the hell is a Cassidy going to do against Decapi-taters comp? Tickle a shield down? No. Play the Sim, you have infinite ammo at 180 DPS, if I remember correctly. That's going to shred barriers with this comp, and that's what you want with the Brawl, and you get to bypass this choke!
Yeah, pretty much just bypass the choke entirely. The Flux comes down from DNA, and so is the Dragon from Smug, trying to get these kills they need. Frozen outside of the Immortality field gets killed up by Smug. Auto Heal gets the kill on the Delphi, but already there's 3 picks. Make that 4 in favor here for the Decapi-taters. They will be cleaning up this fight, and they will be winning this with 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining for Epizeuxis.
Delphi switches off of the Orisa to the ball, most likely just a stall potentially, but it could also be a commitment. Yeah, I think Smug's going over to the Doomfist. This is going to make it so that they can stuff up the engages of Epizeuxis. They're not vulnerable to being rushed down. So if you can break the TP quickly, no. Okay, Delphi decides to commit onto the Orisa, and Smugs, on his own terms, goes to the Doomfist.
Yeah, we'll see what Smugs decide to do here on the Doomfist. Obviously, it provides a lot of close-range pressure. That's what you like to see in a Brawl composition, and Smugs is waiting for that perfect opportunity to just dive into the enemy team. Watch the ults coming out here from the side of the Decapi-taters, as this could be their last fight that they use them. The teleporter comes out. They're trying to find Orson on the high ground. They just boost out. They bait out his coach gun as well. Bob gets thrown in, eliminates Frozen immediately. The Decapi-taters already with a good pickup starting there, and they eliminate that immortality from Cam as well. Toasty Toast gets separated and loses their mech in the process, and now Epizeuxis not looking very good here. 30 seconds remaining, and the Decapi-taters are making stew out of them.
I mean, this is just what you want to see if you're Decapi-taters. The enemy team is playing into your hands. The Ryan comp struggles so much into this composition a lot of the time, especially with this little Doomfist swap. That's the advantage of playing defense. You can make the small switches like that, change their mind onto that ball, but it's a good call, it turns out, with the Orisa. I don't even know if somebody can touch.
Nope, no one can touch. The Diva was not fast enough, as Decapi-taters will bring the second map into their favor here and tie up the series heading into our third map of the series.
Yeah, we got a game here, folks, and if I do remember correctly, this is first to 4?
Yes, first to 4,
Okay.
best of 7. At least I'm used to saying best of 7 because I've cast 7 games, but still, first to 4. So, 4 map wins required, which means that we don't get a halftime until after map number 3 here, Time Monster. So these teams don't get a relaxation, and we still have to deal with all the casting here. So it's going to be interesting to see what the next map is. It is Epizeuxis' pick, and they get to choose our hybrid map.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was on stream, but DNA had 76% kill participation with the eliminations. That's kind of filthy. that just goes to show, even though he wasn't lighting up the world from our perspective, he was still doing so much, getting so much value there. And just overall great play from Decapi-taters. They knew exactly how to handle the Brawl, they knew exactly how to handle the double shield, and that's just the Temple of Anubis diff right there.
Yeah, pretty much. And now Epizeuxis put in this situation would have to do it. And again, we hyped DNA before we went into that map. We talked about DNA a lot, and definitely lived up to the hype when it came to that. And now Epizeuxis, they've chosen their next map in the series. They have chosen for their hybrid map, Eichenwald here, Time Monster.
I don't think there's a single soul in the world who dislikes Eichenwalde. It's one of the most beloved maps in Overwatch. You can play, again, it could just be the modern Overwatch meta, but there's so many things you can play on this map. Like, you can play Reinhardt is the most expected attack, and Orisa is the most expected defense, but you can mix those up a little bit. You can play double bubble on attack, you can play ball on attack, you can play, Brawl on defense. Pharah's this is one of her last viable maps over the Echo. But, I mean, Eichenwalde is such an interesting and fun map to play for... And it's such an interesting and fun map to watch because there's so much cheese you can do, like Sim TP onto a Mei wall. Everybody can flank around, like you can have a full team of 6 flank around that right side on first point attack, by the way. I'm not going to tell you the heroes, I want you to think about that, but you can do some cheese like that. This map is cheese central, and that's why I love it.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see what Epizeuxis decide to pull out here. We're still waiting for them to say they were trying to request King's Row with this look, but they were obviously denied because King Row isn't in the map pool here this week. So it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do here. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Eichenwalde plays into their favor and what they decide to pull out here. Just judging off of what we've seen thus far here, Ty, just make a prediction right now. What are these two teams going to pull out here on Eichenwalde?
Brawl on double shield. I think that that's kind of the expected norm, especially for what these teams have pulled out. Epizeuxis might try the 6-man on attack, but I think it's more likely to just play the Brawl. Like, Reinhardt D.Va can do a fair bit of value. Decapi-taters not switching out DNA, not switching out any of their players, so double shield is almost a guarantee right now, I think.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. Again, for those who are just tuning in, the winner of this match gets to face off next week in the Transcendence Tier Grand Finals against the Devil Dukes, who took a 4-1 victory over Battalion last week. No, 4-2 victory over Battalion yesterday, actually, not last week. There are also a lot of other matches happening in Tranquility Gaming this week. We're still waiting on the results of our Discord tier semifinals and our Harmony tier semifinals to figure out who's going to be in the grand finals next week for those matches. We'll try to keep you updated as the night goes on. It's going to be interesting to see how this match plays out and which team's going to be moving on.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking about if anybody's going to do my cheesy strategy on I can hold it, but teams look like they're both ready, so we're going to be going into the game in just a moment. And, you know, is there any crazy things you expect to see them pull out?
I mean, obviously, you've talked about, like, the strategies. Like, you're talking about the cheese strategy with the Symmetra May, I'm guessing, where you go over the wall, or is that...
Yeah. That's one of the strategies I was talking about, but also the everybody or goes around the right side on the attacking first point. That's another cheesy strat that I absolutely love, but yeah, that's the main one, the TP over the wall.
I mean, illegal in Overwatch League, by the way, but still, it's going to be interesting to see what these teams pull out for those sort of strategies here. It's going to be Epizeuxis once again on the defense and Decapi-taters on the attack. Winner of this goes up 2-1 in the series, and then moving into our halftime break, so we'll see which team is able to take the advantage. Right now, with the compositions being shown here, interesting defense coming out from the Epizeuxis side.
Not interesting to me. I think this is just, like, this is what I would probably have my team scrim if I was still coaching. This is exactly what I would probably try and scrim on Compulde defense. Like, the Pharah is a great pressure tool to just kill whoever you want because of this tower in the middle that provides so much value. The Orisa Sigma, kind of standard. The Hanzo and Bap, very, very standard. A lot of teams have been, I've seen a lot of people recently complain that double shield is the hard meta, and these teams seem to be opting into that mindset, but you can really do a lot outside of double shield. Like, double bubble is perfectly viable into it, and I think it can even beat that comp in a lot of situations.
Yeah, but still, double shield being used here on these Transcendence tier matches. Actually, we're going to have a Pharah duel in the sky. Nagisa and Smugs versus Sly and Frozen. We'll see which one gets the advantage here as Decapi-taters make their engage here with that double shield composition. The only difference is they have an Ashe instead of a Hanzo. Oh, that's a good boop coming out from Smugs. Forces out the Fortify coming out from Golo and makes it so he is not that safe as he thought he was. Epizeuxis now need to try and set themselves back and make sure they can try to survive this attack. Forced to drops very low, able to get healed back up as Epizeuxis look for that engage. Frozen looking for the directs and will get the directs 2 in a row right onto Smugs, eliminates that Pharah threat immediately. Good immortality field coming out from Bolton to make sure Nagisa can get that res, however, and it's still an even fight here.
Yeah, you say even fight, but immediately Epizeuxis can find the tanks, and, you know, Smugs versus Frozen. You said it's a duel in the skies, but a lot of the time, the double shield, especially Pharah, or the Pharah, especially in a double shield, it can really turn into which Pharah can either kill the enemy Pharah, or more importantly, distract the enemy Pharah long enough to get more shots on the enemy bunker than you. Because whoever shoots at the enemy bunker and gets more damage is likely to win that fight, especially with the whole entire mirror comps.
Another 4-5 forced out from Golo there with the boop from Smugs. Definitely doing a really good job of putting that Orisa out of position. There's just no follow-up. Window used here early from Cam as Decapi-taters look for the engage. Now the window used from Volton, and Delphi gets that first kill into Halo. But now Volton is dead, but Smugs finds the Orisa kill. And now the barrage used from Frozen gets rid of 2. Frozen trying to bring it back here for the side of Epizeuxis. The res will go out onto Golo as well, and that's going to be a lost fight here for the side of Decapi-taters.
Smugs is playing this really, really passive, and I think Frozen versus Smugs, not just in the duels, but again, with how they're playing, is turning into an example of how you win on the Pharah. Smugs gives up the Rocket Barrage even because he feels like he has to play so passive when he's had a lot of opportunities to go aggressive with a Conch Blast into the backline, Barrage 1 or 2. You only need 2 kills here in order to get a great advantage.
See if it works for Decapi-taters. The Smug start making his way in along with the rest of the team. Flux comes out here from Epizeuxis. Gets stunned out by DNA. A beautiful rock coming out from the off-tank player for the Decapi-taters. Now he's going to try to use the zone, trying to make sure it doesn't get canceled. His zone gets up the Orisa and I believe the Mercy, but doesn't get the kill out. Just forced out that fortify once again from Golo as the Decapi-taters try to make their way into this point. Valkyrie is used here from the side of Sly, trying to make sure that they can keep the rest of the team up, but the Decapi-taters just waiting for the perfect opportunity. And looks like they're just going to be holding back a little bit. As I say that, DNA gets the kill on the Frozen. The drum comes out here from Golo as Epizeuxis try to get this holdout. Res goes out on the Frozen. Beautiful Res coming out from Sly as the window's used here from Voltage. It's back and forth thus far. Not a lot of picks going out on either side, but Hado Hero has finally found that kill onto Orson. Drum now out from Delphi. DNA gets the kill onto Hado Hero. It is still back and forth. So close between these two teams, but Frozen has found DNA. Tostitos trying to stay alive as Frozen gets another barrage and gets 2 to close out the fight.
Epizeuxis feel like, I mean, I don't want to say anything too rude, but this is a hard DPS diff. Frozen and Haruhiro, or however the heck you pronounce it, they're having a world-class performance right now, and Smugs is nowhere to be found. The Pharah was finding decent value. Now the Echo, not a whole lot being done. They switch over to the Ball and Tracer. I like this look a little more. You can really cause some havoc and make some more room for Smugs to make something happen, but Smugs, I want to see him play a little bit more aggressive and get some of his own plays in rather than waiting for his team to set him up.
See if it works here. Decapi-taters start making their way in once again. Smugs gets those sticky rockets onto Hado Hiro, unable to get the kill as Golo gets dropped a little bit low. Frozen now discorded as well, so Decapi-taters, they need to make a move now. There's only 12 seconds left, and Delphi finds the kill on the Frozen. That's a good start. Smugs duplicates the Sigma as the Dragon Strike comes out here from Hado Hiro. The Flux from Itoxitos and from DNA. Everyone's flying up into the air as Hado Hiro gets that kill on the Voltage. Orson also gets the kill on the Golo. Now the Decapi-taters trying to set themselves up on the point. Hado Hiro, however, finds the kill on the Delphi. The first ticket taken here by the Decapi-taters as they keep pushing forward. Smugs finally shows up in the kill feed, gets that kill onto Itoxitos, and suddenly Decapi-taters have brought this back and will be getting this first point here on Eichenwald.
That's one of those situations where in the overtime fight, you feel like you have to play more aggressive, and it fixes the problems that the Decapi-taters are having there. Again, it's all about them playing a little bit too passive, giving too much respect to Epizeuxis, when the moment you put less respect on them and just go, you find so much value on that with those players, and Smugs immediately finds another.
Yeah, beautiful sticky bomb kill there from Smugs. Forces out the res here from Sly, so they won't have that Mercy res for this next fight. Noteworthy now that the Pharah is out of the play here. Now Frozen's on the Tracer, Hado Hiro is on the Soldier, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays into the factor here. Delphi goes in for the pile drive, and Voltage gets the headshot kill onto Frozen there. Beautiful stuff from the Zenyatta player for the side of the Decapi-taters, but now Voltage will die here to Cam, so Decapi-taters down one of their support players, and now they have to be careful about Hado Hiro's Soldier as he eliminates Nagi-san. Now there's no support left here for the side of the Decapi-taters, and it looks like they might be trying to retreat a little bit. They might just be staggering out themselves and trying to protect card a little bit more, but at the end of the day, they're going to be moving back.
76 in Overwatch 1? What is this? Overwatch League? This doesn't feel right. I mean, Voltage got the first pick last fight. He's looked great on the Zenyatta. Nagisa with a good res, or Sly, sorry, with a good res. He's been looking good as well, but I mean, Nagisa doesn't need to protect Voltage because Voltage is just killing people. If he gets aggressive and doesn't feed like the last fight, he can cause so much havoc.
Yeah, definitely. Voltage can cause a lot of havoc here on this Zenyatta. But Epizeuxis, they want to try to take these multiple angles. Transcendence is forced out here from Voltage. Not a good sign here for the Decapi-taters, considering that there's a single ult used by Epizeuxis. He just tries to go in. He ends up getting killed out by Hado Hiro, but Tostitos loses life to Smugs. And now Smugs is playing his best Orisa impression, playing that main tank back from the beginning of the season, and the Decapi-taters will win as a result.
Yeah, it takes you a second, but I love this comp. I love the ball comp. In my opinion, it's the highest skill cap and highest value comp you can possibly play in Overwatch, especially in Overwatch 1. Overwatch 2 seems to be a little worse, but in Overwatch 1, it's such a powerful comp and hard to stop. Your best option with an Epizeuxis is the rally. You don't have that. You had basically every other ult here, but so you need to find value out of them.
Tactical Visor is used by Hado Hiro, and he's in the backline. He finds Nagisa, which is a big pick here for Epizeuxis. Unable to get that kill onto Voltage, and he gets the return kill instead, but already 3 picks in favor here for the side of Epizeuxis. They just need to try and finish this out. There's only 6 seconds left on the clock here for the side of the Decapi-taters. DNA's on the point, tries to use his Evil Bomb, doesn't get any kills, but Smugs is back in the fight, will get killed up by Sly with the whip shot on the Brigida. That's not what you like to see every day, as Decapi-taters try to come back to this fight and find anything to try and continue this, but now Nagisa's dead, Delphi will fall, and that's going to be the rest of the Decapi-taters falling, and Epizeuxis will get the hold here with 114 meters taken by the Decapi-taters.
Yeah, Epizeuxis finally finds the keys to the car, puts it on park. Around the point that is you feel comfortable, but you don't feel confident in your ability to push it that far. Provided you cap first, a lot of teams consider second point Eichenwalde, once you get past that door, to be a free cap. So holding second point is a very good situation to be in. All you need to do is cap first, but that wall can be really rough to get by. You have to hope that Frozen on the Pharah can find as much value as he was compared to Smugs on whatever he really decides to play. Could be the Echo again, could be the Pharah again, could be a hit scan, could be whatever they potentially could want. But Frozen needs to find the Pharah value, and they're starting him on the Widowmaker.
Definitely an interesting look here. I mean, we've obviously seen the attack of Frozen Widowmaker before. Obviously, we saw it on Temple of Anubis with that ridiculous shot, but outside of that one shot he got on the Orchid, there wasn't a lot of flashy performance here from Frozen, but it could make sense considering you see on Decapi-taters what they are running here, Ty.
Yeah, Smugs, I mean, this is undeniably, in my opinion, going to be that, that first shot, you grapple out of spawn, try and get a cheeky shot in, and then go back. Smugs, if he doesn't anticipate this, because Decapi-taters didn't do it themselves, Smugs might not be ready for this. Frozen might just get a free kill to open up this fight.
We'll see if Frozen is able to get that shot off here as the attack starts here for the side of Epizeuxis. Frozen comes out on that Widowmaker. Goes for the jump shot, gets the mercy damage boost! Oh! Barely able to miss the head, only gets the body shot on the Smugs. That could have been disastrous for the side of Decapi-taters. And now Frozen's just going to be switching off to the Echo here to help out Epizeuxis in this next fight.
Not a fan, personally. I think Pharah is just the superior choice here. Conch Blast and general spammability is just insane to do. But, you might be able to copy a Pharah at some point and have your own for 15 seconds at most, but it's still a perfectly viable pick here.
Yeah, definitely. Decapi-taters waiting for the hold here. Obviously, Epizeuxis is peeking around that corner, trying to find the opening, trying to find those picks as well. And unable to get anything thus far. Smugs has just been raining destruction and is able to get that kill on the Sly to start off. Beautiful stickies and the focusing beam coming out from Frozen to eliminate the Pharah. And now DNA is dead as well. So Decapi-taters not looking very good now that they're down their main DPS power. And now Delphi's dead. All of a sudden, Epizeuxis is starting to falter. All of a sudden, Epizeuxis is starting to find that opening. Orsid gets the kill onto Cam, however. So it is winnable here. That's the second one for Orsid. Getting damage boost and pocketed here by Nagisa on the Mercy, but will get found out eventually. All that's left is Nagisa, and that blaster can't get a 6 cam, unfortunately. At the end of the day, it's going to be Epizeuxis eventually capping this point once they deal with the stragglers.
Frozen did a little bit better than I expected on the Echo. Again, still think Pharah is better, but Frozen made it work, and that's really all you need sometimes just to make it work. Orsid doesn't like their odds on the Hanzo. He's going to opt in for the Tracer here. What do you think about that?
I mean, obviously the Tracer can provide a lot of backline pressure. You look at the side of the Epizeuxis. You have a Baptiste and you have a Hanzo, two heroes that are not really good against a Tracer, so it could work into their favor here. As Decapi-taters looking for that engage. A big pick coming out from Smugs onto Haruhito. Forces out the lamp coming out from Cam as well. You can see already that pressure coming out here from Orsid, just focusing down Cam, and no one's there to help him. But Cam doesn't need help. He gets that kill alongside Haruhito with the Storm Arrows, and all of a sudden Epizeuxis being able to continue pushing this card forward, and there's the res from Nagisa onto Orsid, trying to continue his reign on this Tracer. But at the end of the day, Epizeuxis getting that kill on the Voltage will win this fight again.
Inching every fight forward, not really, committing too hard. And DNA, you just have to die here. Staggering out your life a little bit, it's just going to give the payload a few extra inches, and I mean, that is filthy from Frozen. But I mean, you're smelled a little bad. Delphi wanted to take care of you.
Yeah, definitely. Frozen definitely giving a lot of frostbite in this match thus far. Sly will get the res back onto Frozen after he gets killed out there. So, obviously, Epizeuxis, they're not done yet with his attack, and Decapi-taters have to deal with a lot more. And the cart's approaching the final meterage here. Delphi tries to go for that power drive, gets the mines onto the point, but ends up dying immediately. So, it's rough here for the side of Decapi-taters. The duplicate comes in here from Frozen onto the Ash. That's not something you see every day. But still, the kills are going in favor here for the side of the Epizeuxis. And there's no one there from Decapi-taters to touch. They just were all staggered out and couldn't get anywhere. Epizeuxis will go up 2-1 entering the halftime here in this match.
You call that the unlimited power combo. Your Orisa presses Q, your Baptiste presses Q, that's 3 times damage boost on everything. A Tracer's minimum damage goes from 1 damage to 3, and the maximum damage a Pharah rocket can do goes from 120 to 360. Didn't have a Pharah, but it can still do a lot for you there. Like, unlimited power, in a situation where you need to win one more fight, is the best ultimate combo in the game. No questions asked. You just do such an unreasonable amount of damage. It's unstoppable without a diva, and guess what DNA is playing? The diva. Doesn't matter. You get 2 seconds of protection, and then you die.
Yeah, definitely a rough go there for Decapi-taters. Had some sparks of hope, but weren't able to hold it when it matters. And now Epizeuxis will get that up heading into our halftime. When we come back from the halftime break, we'll see if Epizeuxis will be able to clean this out, or if the Decapi-taters are going to be able to take the victory and move on to that grand finals match. We'll see you after the break.
Winter night, the whole city's covered white. Life is boring, reassuring. The day I met you, there's nothing I want more than to be right there by your side. In the moonlight, crystal skylines, cross my heart, I'll be there till the end. Right there with you, even though you'll never notice me, 'cause I'm just
Welcome back, everybody, to Tranquility Gaming Season 8 Championship Bracket coverage. If you missed the match thus far, it's been a close banger between the two undefeated teams in the regular season. But Epizeuxis is currently up 2-1 over the Decapi-taters. Bowsy here with Time Monster as we're heading into our fourth map of the series. It's an escort map, and Decapi-taters get to choose the map. Ty, which map do you think will be best for them here?
So you said it's it's a payload map, right?
Yes, escort.
Escort. So it's a payload map, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to believe for a second for no reason at all.
See how it is.
Yeah, I'm glad you do. But I believe in my heart it will be Route 66. That is what my heart is saying.
You're just saying that because they've already chosen the map.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
They've already chosen the map, Ty. I hate to break it to you. Right
And
when
they
I threw it to you, they
66.
chose the map.
And they
You
picked
should-
Route 66.
They did choose Route 66 for our fourth map in the series, so we're going to see what they decide to pull out here. We definitely plays into the style because we've seen a lot of Orisa from Decapi-taters this series.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Decapi-taters have loved to play the Orisa style. Epizeuxis have as well, but nowhere near as much. Decapi-taters have played it every single map, and consistently as well. Map 1, I'm pretty sure they never switched off of it. Map 2, they definitely never switched off of it. And Map 3, they did a little bit, but mostly just onto the ball at the waning moments of the rounds. So this might be the round in which they decide, all right, a little bit less Orisa, a little bit more ball. But most likely not, because Orisa is still very powerful on this map.
Yeah, it looks like we're also going to be seeing a swap come out here for the side of Epizeuxis, their first one of the day, unless I am wrong about that. But
Yugi Mama.
might be messing with us potentially. Hopefully that's not the case. I do not like I
did
do not
some
like being messed with. They're trying to find okay. Yeah, they're trying to talk to someone. They're trying to say sub in someone who's on the Devil Dukes. I don't think you can do that, Epizeuxis. Unless I am very much mistaken, and I definitely forgotten how Tranquility Gaming works. You cannot sub in people that are already on a team. So, so we're going to be heading into the map here very quickly. Yep, we're starting up here on Route 66, our fourth map in the series. It's going to be interesting to see if Decapi-taters can get the series tied back up, or if Epizeuxis are bringing this to series point here.
Can they pull out a Devil Dukes player? No. But will they? That yet remains to be seen. So stay tuned to see if there's any marsupial or participants in this match moving forward. But we did see a little bit of a potential teaser there from Cam on the Ana. Voltage B, I believe, pulled out the Tracer for a moment, but I think that was just a bit of trolling they did. And yeah, just a little bit of trolling.
Definitely. You love to see that a little bit of trolling, as it's going to be Epizeuxis once again on the defense, and they're sticking with this double shield, double sniper setup that we've seen them all series long here, Ty, or at least on these last few maps.
Yeah, both these teams have kind of been in the mood for some double shield, but I want things to change up a little bit, so I'm happy to see what Decapi-taters are starting to look, at the very least, be playing. Nagisa, she's been pretty solid on the Mercy this whole match, and she's been playing quite a bit of it, even on the double shield. Voltage B, good Zenyatta player. Delphi, good ball player. I'm interested to see if they're going to be coming onto this, and it looks like they will be. Not a lot of ways to pressure out a double shield, though, if you're the attacking comp. Potentially might want an Echo here, or the Ashe can work, but Afara as well is a very potentially powerful character.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll see what the move is here from Decapi-taters. Delphi just trying to roll around the outside. DNA going to be sticking on the cart. You also got to be careful of Orson on that Tracer, who could definitely come on a flank angle. So we'll see what the move is here from Decapi-taters as they start making their way in. Delphi trying to come behind them with that ball competition. That's a giant Dynamite coming out from Smugs on the Ashe. Frozen will try to get a return one, but won't get as impactful as Smugs try to get a lot of damage, more damage poured into the side of Epizeuxis. And Voltage finds the first pickup onto Sly. That's not what you see every day. And Cam's very low. Will get picked up by Smugs. And now there's no support left for Epizeuxis. And Smugs is going on a rampage. Gets the headshot kill on the Frozen. And the rest of Epizeuxis are dead.
Somebody needs to call him Borat for that one, because that was very nice, because that is exactly what you need to be doing with your engages there as... Shut up. As Decapi-taters. Delphi, you know, you'd start off just posturing up for some positioning, and Delphi eventually manages to get behind them. Doesn't get break bashed. Even if you do, you still knock somebody off the high ground. Toasty opts in for a diva, immediately gets shredded.
Oh, but Haruhiro already takes off Orsted's head, so it's a good pick here from the
There
side
goes another.
of... Yep, there goes Haruhiro now, getting killed out by Smugs with that headshot. Smugs has been hitting a lot of good shots thus far on this map, showing his strength on this Ashe right now. Decapi-taters still trying to make their way into it, with the enemy team sticking onto the high ground. Bob is invested straight onto the card here by Smugs. He has to be careful considering that there are some flankers in the backline. Delphi invests the mines as the Bob is melted down by Epizeuxis, but you see the rest of the Decapi-taters just slowly but surely finding the damage that they need. Now Golo is dead, and there's nobody left to touch the cart because Delphi has those mines there, and the Decapi-taters will sail the cart into point A.
I mean, this looks like a full mental reset went down for the Decapi-taters, and Smugs is the biggest proprietor of proving that fact. His ashes looked so much better. That could just be the Mercy Pocket finally being on him this time, but he's looked super good on the Ashe so far, hitting shots, like you said earlier, that are just kind of unbelievable. And I can totally understand this. Diva switch, interesting flux.
Yeah, early flux there from DNA, trying to bait out an ult, it looks like, as Frozen starts peppering down Voltage on that Zenyatta, unable to get the final kill yet. But Epizeuxis has to bloom their mech, so it might be trouble here for the side of Epizeuxis, as now 2 picks go in favor here for the Decapi-taters. The Transcendence has to be forced out here from Voltage, but Smugs has already found 2, and that's another 1 fight here for the Decapi-taters. Epizeuxis sent back to the drawing board.
You managed to stagger out a few of those kills too. The BAP and the Orisa died at the waiting moment, so you're probably going to get this payload about to the checkpoint before anybody can touch, reasonably for a team fight. Frozen might opt in for a little bit sooner, but Orsted, no! Doesn't quite manage to reach that bridge.
Unfortunate time to spectate Orsted there, but still Orsted's been doing a pretty good job on this Tracer regardless. As Epizeuxis start making their push back in here. Oh, Orsted's gonna go for the sneaky pulse bomb. They know he's there. The stick is not there! Oh no! Sly bashes straight into Haruhiro and takes him down with the pulse bomb. Beautiful job there from Orsted to be able to get that stick onto the Brigida shield, and that's gonna let the Decapi-taters get the cart into point B.
Epizeuxis anymore. This is all Decapi-taters all the time. I think they've only got that. Epizeuxis has only really gotten 3 or 4 kills this map so far. It's been all Decapi-taters right now. You know, they do. The ults have started to even out a little bit. Golo did actually invest Supercharger earlier, and that pulse bomb, man, you wanted that for the team fight. Delphi immediately takes out the Hanzo.
Yeah, definitely Delphi in the backline trying to do a little bit of impact, but Sly and Golo able to find 2 picks here for the side of Epizeuxis. Finally, Epizeuxis trying to find some footing, but Voltage gets pressed up. Frozen ends up dying to Orsted, and the mines are invested here from Delphi to split Epizeuxis into this weird area. Bomb comes out here from Epizeuxis trying to find that crucial pick, and it will get the pick onto Nagisa, and it forces out the Transcendence here from Voltage. So already Decapi-taters having a little bit of struggle here, but Delphi's able to get the kill on the Golo thanks to that Discord orb from Voltage, but the rest of Decapi-taters looking kind of rough. As I say that, Delphi gets another kill to Haruhiro. It's been very back and forth, but at the end of the day, it looks like Epizeuxis will have the spawn advantage, and they will be winning this fight.
It's a 2CP theorem where the closer the fight takes to the spawn, the better chance you have at winning the fight. Voltage B just staggers themselves out a little bit, which is pretty unfortunate, but I mean, in this situation, you just need to get the hell out if you're Decapi-taters. And Epizeuxis, looking good, finally dug their heels back in. Cassidy's switch to mess with Delphi is a good one, I think.
Yeah, definitely Frozen now on that Cassidy. Definitely will be making interest. Definitely will be making a change here. Hopefully it will make some sort of impact. Flux comes out here early from DNA. Lands onto a few, just barely stays alive. And Smug's able to get 2 kills in this fight thus far on that Ashe. Gets that immortality field as well. Trying to get the kill onto the Diva here by Epizeuxis. And will be able to thanks to the help of Voltage. And now the rest of the kills are going in favor of the Decapi-taters. They'll be stepping on this card again. And now they're almost at the final point.
They haven't lost 2 fights in a row so far this map. Decapi-taters, they just need to win 1 more and then kill the Staggerers, and they win the map. And Frozen, he dropped so low already.
And that flashbang did not hit the Tracer like Frozen was hoping for, so he's already having a lot of struggle right now. The immortality field has to be forced out here from Cam, and the Transcendence used by Voltage. Orsted falls, but Cam also falls. That's a bigger pick on the side of the Decapi-taters. They also find Golo. Nagisa, however, dies. It's back and forth thus far, but Epizeuxis is looking for these crucial picks that they need. Smug finds the kill on the Haruhiro. He's sitting on the high ground. Delphi uses the Mind Steal in order to get rid of Sly, and all of a sudden is Frozen on this Cassidy, along with Toasty Toast on that Diva. Able to eliminate the Zenyatta, so now there's no support left for the side of the Decapi-taters. It looks like they might just be willing to commit into this. Toasty uses the bomb, and Golo switches over to the Reinhardt and just faces Smugs face to face. He says, get back on your main tank roll. That's how Rohio eliminates him, and that's going to be a hold for Epizeuxis.
Voltage B has been playing so aggressively this whole series, going for some crazy flanks, and it's kind of starting to lose them fights in this one. That last fight was lost early on, but the sealing blow was when Voltage B died from that over-aggression in the middle of the team fight. Only ultimate available for Epizeuxis is the High Noon, though. If Frozen doesn't get value out of this, there's a Pulse Bomb and a Bob waiting on the other side.
Orso will be the first to touch the cart, just trying to stall it out and make sure he can bring the rest of Epizeuxis all the way down to the high ground. But Haruhiro finds Voltage. That is a massive pickup coming off here for Epizeuxis. They're on a really good start here to this engage. Orso just trying to pump her in a little bit of damage, and he will be evacuating the premises as Frozen gets that kill on the Smugs. And now for the first time, Epizeuxis win 2 fights in a row.
Yeah, they're kind of hit. Devil Duke, or not Devil Dukes, but Decapi-taters are kind of hitting their heads against a brick wall here. They're committing on this comp, which is somewhat suboptimal on the third point of Route 66. It's great on the first two, but on this one, it's so narrow, so tight, that Golo on the Reinhardt is going to be a permanent threat. You can't just dodge him, because he's just going to get some butch. You and Haruhiro! What is that?
Yeah, May is a sniper, everybody, as Epizeuxis is able to get that first pick, forces out the Resident Res here from Nagisa. Pulse Bomb from Orsa gets rid of that mortality field as DNA loses his mech. Bob invested here from Smugs to get rid of that tank pressure, and another Transcendence used by Voltage. At the same time, Nagisa uses their Valkyrie. DNA able to get the kill on the Frozen here, so it's winnable here for the side of the Decapi-taters. They start pushing their way in. Bomb now invested for Toast, trying to get those final picks, and will find Nagisa once again. Another massive bomb coming out for Toast. Voltage falls as well to Toast, so this Demon player for the side of Epizeuxis have been showing up when it matters. The Decapi-taters, they need to try and find some sort of way to continue touching this point, but now there's a blizzard. Haruhiro's freezing everybody up on the point, and it looks like that's all it's going to be here for the side of the Decapi-taters. They don't look like they have anything else. The shatter from Golo doesn't hit the Tracer of Orsted, but it's not going to matter at the end. Epizeuxis will be able to hold the Decapi-taters here on point B with 71 meters taken.
Decapi-taters have had the same issues this whole series. They've reset their mental during that halftime, but they didn't reset their planning and strategizing. There's been no change in how stubborn they are with these compositions. That first point to the end of third, the only switch that was made was some stall picks, specifically from Voltage B. That's all that we saw change, and I want to see Decapi-taters make these important compositional switches, even just to a double shield, which is something you've proven that you're comfortable with. Ball comps are great first and second, no doubt about it, but on that third point you need to switch something up because it's just too tight of a space to make the ball work.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see if they're able to do it here on their attack here for the side of Epizeuxis, and if Decapi-taters are going to be able to keep holding it here. Decapi-taters coming out on the ball Sigma composition here, Time Monster.
Yeah, they've loved this map. That's their adaptation. They're doing grand scale adaptations. They started off on the double shield for the first 2 maps. Third map, they played half and half, Ball and Orisa. Now this map, I said it earlier, they're committing hard onto making this Ball comp work. I don't think Epizeuxis is pulling this out, but probably some double shield based on how they played. Yeah, or some tank bunker as well. That's another possibility, but Orisa is on the market right now, and potentially so is a Genji. You baited me, Haruhiro.
I was going to say, be interesting to see if Haruhiro runs the Genji, but it looks like he's going to be switching over to the Hanzo. See, we both got baited here, Ty. It's a win-win scenario for both of us. As Decapi-taters setting up on this defense.
It's just a loss for me. It's just an L for me.
Listen, we all have L's. Look at my Tranquility career. Anyway, Decapi-taters looking up on this defense here as Epizeuxis looking to try and get this attack. They're holding at this first corner and looking for those perfect pick potential. It's all going to come down to that first pickoff, and it's going to be determined. But look at the ult charge already from Smugs. Already at 43% here, Time Monster. Doing a lot of damage thus far on this Ashe. Almost gets picked off as I say that, but thankfully is able to stay alive thanks to that help from Nagisa and Voltage.
Getting behind the defenders on Big Earls is such a critical part of capping Route 66 if you don't move the payload very far, but I mean, Voltage B gets the first pick so far on this fight. That's what you want. You want your Zenyatta to get as much offensive pressure as possible, so that then if the enemy team dives on you, you get the trance early.
Yeah, definitely big pick there from Voltage to eliminate the Tracer threat of Frozen. Now Smug's finding the kill on the Golo, and Haruhito falls to Voltage again. Voltage and Zenyatta has been an absolute show of skill right now in this series, and it's going to force Epizeuxis back to the drawing board.
Skill but slimy brain is how I would describe Voltage B's play so far. A lot of greedy performances, but if you punish the Zenyatta, then he's so vulnerable with where he's positioning himself. Nagisa, she's not on the Brigitte to help heal, she's on the Mercy for the res, for the damage boost. You can't just stop a dive in its tracks. I mean, you can stop Cam on his tracks, though!
Yep, you can right there. Cam uses the amplification matrix and gets amplified back to his spawn room with DNA, getting that final pickoff. Great start here for Decapi-taters on this defense, but Epizeuxis are starting to come out with some ults here, Ty.
Yeah, but it's going to be hard for them to break through the ball comp. The ball comp, people think of it as an attacking comp, but it's so good on defense. Great shots from Smugs, because Delphi can play wherever the hell he wants and do whatever.
Yeah, definitely. You gotta be careful about Delphi here. Pulse Bomb is used for Frozen, forces out the Transcendence from Voltage. So that's a one move there from Epizeuxis. But Epizeuxis has lost their mech. Flux will come out here as well from DNA, and it lifts about a few people up into the sky from the side of Epizeuxis. Frozen gets the kill on the Voltage, and Cam gets the kill on the Delphi, but so far it's a back and forth affair. Possibly invested as Haruhito gets that Storm Arrow kill onto Smugs, but at the end of the day, it looks like it's just barely going to be a win here for Epizeuxis. It's gonna have to be Decapi-taters retreating.
It's a small respawn advantage for the attackers here. Not big, but definitely there. So it looks like Epizeuxis will slowly crawl back in, like you said. But Delphi, potentially hero play coming out because there's no break to be seen.
Goes for the pile drive, doesn't invest the mines. Now he does as the drum comes out from Golo, unable to get any sort of kills with it thus far, but separates the team of Epizeuxis away from the payload. Orsa gets rid of the drum, but Haruhito eliminates the Zenyatta threat, and now Epizeuxis has found Delphi. Bomb gets shot up straight to Smug's face, and he barely dodges it. Beautiful maneuver there from Smug. The Decapi-taters trying to stay into this as their Tracer of Orsa gets burnt down by Cam. Cam finally starting to show up in the kill feed as now Epizeuxis starting to finally find their footing here, and Decapi-taters look like they'll be losing point A here to Epizeuxis.
I feel like Orsid is being crushed like a twig under the boot of Epizeuxis so far. He's not having a bad performance, but Epizeuxis feel like they're countering him at every turn. Not put so much effort put onto Delphi. A lot of it is going onto Orsid and stopping the value there. Pulse Bomb used early from Frozen, not a lot of value, and that's so important because Voltage isn't lapping you this time as the Tracer. He isn't even close to the Transcendence.
Yeah, that Pulse Bomb tried to land on the Smugs there and was unable to get the stick there, so unfortunate there for Frozen, but trying to build up another Pulse Bomb here quickly. Orsid also close to his, so we'll see if the Decapi-taters are able to take advantage of that as they hold up here on the cafe as well as on this gas station, trying to make sure that they can stay alive here in this engage. Dynamite invested from Smugs doesn't get anything, as Haruhito is now sitting on top of the high side bars, so let's see if the Decapi-taters are able to do anything about that. Orsid's Pulse Bomb gets rid of Cam's Immortality Field, and now you can see the supports for the side of the Epizeuxis are low. Sly ends up falling to Orsid in the aftermath, and now the Decapi-taters might find their opening. As I say that, DNA gets burnt down by Haruhito, and now the Decapi-taters are in an even situation here. Cam uses the amplification matrix, the bomb is invested, and Epizeuxis loses his mech. It's back and forth as far. Voltage once again just showing how good he's been doing on the Zen. Gets that kill on the Frozen, uses the Transcendence to keep the rest of the team alive, and Epizeuxis can't even get back on the mech. Orsid just punches him out into the sky. And that's going to be another one fight here, for the Decapi-taters.
It was so greedy from Orsid as well. If you get hit by that remake, you are just dead. There's no chance. Even a Nano Tracer gets deleted there. Almost a one clip Frozen. Oh my word.
Whew. Frozen wanted to go a little bit aggressive, almost got that one clip on the Orsid. Barely he get out with his life as well. 18 health remaining for him. But now Voltage is out of the fight here, Ty. This could be an opening for Epizeuxis.
I mean, an opening, yes, but one that's narrowing down his DNA's Gravitic Flux will stuff them down. Delphi needs to get a lot of value from this minefield. He has so far, but you can't get value in the spawn ring.
Nope, he can't really get any sort of value in the spawn room. Sly also gets that rally popped out, so the rest of the team of Epizeuxis is buffered up a little bit with that armor. Frozen and Orsid having a little bit of a chase fest, trying to make sure who's the better Tracer here in this match, as the Epizeuxis start pushing the cart a little bit more. Decapi-taters waiting for the perfect opportunity, and that's not going to be good. The perfect opportunity won't come when DNA is dead. Delphi gets the minefield onto the cart, however, and the drum is invested here from Golo. Delphi just trying to escape with his life, as now the picks are going in favor of Epizeuxis. Smugs, Voltage, Nagisa all falling to members of Epizeuxis, and they will be eventually pushing themselves into the second point here on Route 66, as long as they deal with Delphi quickly and effectively.
They do. Delphi not going to be able to survive very long, and it feels like, well, the progress for Decapi-taters was suddenly stopped after a sudden just jerk of movement right from the start until the end. Feels like Epizeuxis are just clawing their way. Every inch they get is fought for by Decapi-taters, and that's what this comp can do for you. You can play so aggressive and constantly apply pressure with the ball and the tracer, or even at different times how they've been playing it.
DNA gets baited out on the high ground. How the heck did he get back up? That is a physics and a half lesson right there.
Magic.
Dragon Spike invested from Smug. Get into that small little room and forces out the immortality field here from Cam. And now Voltage once again going ham, going aggressive, uses the Transcendence for good measure after getting the kill on the Cam. And Decapi-taters continuing their hold here, trying to bring themselves into... Oh, that bomb from Epizeuxis could be close. No one gets killed. However, both supports are now dead. Epizeuxis take advantage of the situation and the aggression coming out from Decapi-taters to take the win in the fight.
They're just peeling up some fries right now after that performance. Orsted doesn't quite make the hero play he wanted there. Horihiro, I don't know how the hell I'm supposed to pronounce that, does go down. There is a window open just a little bit for Decapi-taters to come back into this and make something happen.
Decapi-taters not coming in with a lot of ults, however. All they're going to have is Delphi's Minefield, so we'll see if it works in their favor. Windows invested here from Cam, and so is the Tactical Visor from Haruhito, trying to get these kills that they need. And Haruhito's already found Smug. The Dragon Strike not online anymore, and Frozen's found two as well. Epizeuxis is trying to bring this to the match point. It looks like they are not going to be denied. Epizeuxis finding the kills they need. All that's left is one pesky Tracer, and he will die at the end. Epizeuxis bring it to match point here in the series against the Decapi-taters.
I mean, Decapi-taters versus Epizeuxis, this was the closest map. If you're trying to tell people they can only watch one map from this series, that's the one, man. Epizeuxis looked so barely better at times, and so barely worse at times. Decapi-taters looked so good at the initial attack from plays like that from Smugs. And it's just been so close, that map, and if it keeps going like that, Decapi-taters can easily bring the momentum back into their favor.
Yeah, definitely. Epizeuxis, it has not been a walk, an easy walk here for Epizeuxis. Decapi-taters have fought them all the way until the end. But now comes the challenge here, Ty. Decapi-taters have to choose a control map. And if you remember the last time we saw them on control, it wasn't pretty.
Yeah, it really wasn't. They kind of got slammed. Like, I don't want to make it seem like, oh, I'm a Epizeuxis sip. I am, but I don't want to make it seem like that. But Decapi-taters just wiped off of Lijiang. They did not put up any resistance. Nepal is going to be Busan, sorry. Nepal is going to be a lot better for them based on how much they like the Orisa comp and Ball comps than Busan was. But they need to make something really good happen here. There's one really good Rhine map, and if it comes to that for the really good Orisa map, you're feeling a lot of sweat.
Yeah, definitely. There is a lot of pressure right now on Decapi-taters. Their season is on the line right now. Either win this map or be sent home at the end of the day. And it's all going to come down to Nepal, which is their map choice here heading into our fifth map. What could be our final map of the series here between Epizeuxis and Decapi-taters. We'll see which team is able to come out on top here, as we're going to be heading into Nepal here very shortly here, Time Monster.
Epizeuxis is ready. We're just waiting for Decapi-taters to make sure that they have all their pieces in position. So I got that backwards. Decapi-taters are ready. We're waiting for Epizeuxis to make sure that they got everything how they want it. And do I see some swaps, or am I crazy?
You might just be seeing some people join the room right now. Doesn't seem like there's any swaps. Ice coming in, obviously, into the room. I do believe he is a player for the side of Decapi-taters. No, he is not, but he's definitely a coach. Most of the former members of God Hand, of course, joining Decapi-taters and the Starchy org this offseason, trying to help them out with coaching and whatnot. Same thing for people of the old Nostalgia org coming into this. So definitely a lot of help here for the side of Decapi-taters, as we have gotten word that's not R here for the side of Epizeuxis. I Toasty Toast. You know, that toast got a little bit soggy. He has to go to the bathroom for a few seconds.
That's not... I don't like that phrasing.
I'm sorry.
Bro. What? Elsie.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, I mean, it's super interesting to me that God Hand is basically no longer a thing this season, because I'm so used to seeing God Hand from all the way back when I was a coach. And to now being where they're no longer really a team that plays. It could just be this season. I'm not sure. I've never really spoken to them before, but it's super weird seeing the team that 4-0'd me no longer be around.
Yeah, it's super weird as well seeing Nostalgia Org players on the Starchy Org as well. Of course, with
Yeah.
Capital moving over and all of his people. DNA, of course, for example, moving
Mhm.
over. Glitch moving over. LCS moving over to the Starchy Org. There were a lot of players from the Flashback, or from the Nostalgia Org coming over to the Starchy Org. So Starchy Org definitely ringing in some numbers here this season. But now we're going to be heading into Nepal, our 5th map of the series. It's win or go home here for Decapi-taters and Epizeuxis. All they need is this map to clinch their spot in the finals and face off against Devil Dukes next week.
Yeah, this isn't the first map you want to see if you're Decapi-taters. You wanted Sanctum to start you off on a good note. This map is super good for Reinhardt. It's super good for 6-man. Not so much for Ball and for double shield comps, although you can make a Ball work here, and it looks like that's the plan for Decapi-taters. Going to be playing Ball, Ana, Mercy. I love the Ana adaptation. I think it's a super, super good one. I think the Zenyatta with the Ball is heavily overrated nowadays. Ana can make so much work happen.
Yeah, our producer having a little bit of trouble switching between the scenes there, but now we get to see that
Oh, I thought he was judging what I said.
No. Producing is hard, let me tell you, as someone who's produced and predicting Tranquility this season. Anyway, you see, Decapi-taters coming out on that Ball Diva composition. This is a composition that's been used on some other teams here on Nepal Shrine, but already you see Epizeuxis getting quick establishment on the point, and already Frozen gets heated up, and Smugs gets that rocket kill onto them. A big pick off here for the side of Decapi-taters, already starting off on a very high note.
Even 60% Bowsy!
Yeah, Smug is making a mockery right now of Epizeuxis' Brawl composition. The Pharah comp just does so well against the Brawl composition, and he already has Barrage. He's forced Frozen onto the Soldier 76, and already the picks are going in favor here heavily for the side of the Decapi-taters. They will be getting this first cap eventually once they decide to step on this point, but really good showing here from the Decapi-taters to start off here on Nepal Shrine.
That's what I wanted from Smugs on Eichenwalde. That's what I'm seeing from him right now. He can invest this at any moment, play super aggressive. He's been playing in some really crazy positions so far on the Pharah. If we keep seeing that, this can be an easy first map one for Decapi-taters.
He has to be careful about Frozen Soldier, though, because Frozen Soldier could make the difference. Yeah, looks like he's switching over to the Cassidy now, just to stick with the Brawl composition. Yeah, he's just going to switch over to the Cassidy here instead.
Soldier, a very good, very standard stall pick. Cassidy can 4 or 5 shot a pocketed Pharah, depending on how soon the healing kicks in and how far away they are. Sometimes 6 shots are necessary, but I mean, Smugs is in a great position.
Nano Booster goes on to Smugs as well. The window invested here from Frozen, and Smugs goes in with the Barrage. Gets the rocket kill on the Frozen. No Barrage kills, but gets a lot of damage and forces that Immortality Field. Will get the return kill on the Cam as well. Nagisa falls, and Dalo is on the point here alongside Sly on that Lucio. But at the end of the day, the Decapi-taters just pile on top of Epizeuxis, and they will be winning the second fight.
This is the Decapi-taters that I had hyped up to me during the regular season and the preseason as well. This is the team I expected to watch coming into this season, where they look fearsome. They look like a force to be reckoned with, and Smugs on the Pharah is such an important piece of that. But really, this Ana Ball variant is doing so much value. Voltage hasn't even landed an ante. Once those start coming in, then you're going to really be sweating if you're Epizeuxis.
Yeah, definitely. Epizeuxis now taking the low ground approach. Orsid shoots the pulse bomb in. Doesn't force out the immortality field from Cam and doesn't land the stick either. Bomb will also be invested here from DNA. Tries to get those big picks. Will be unable to get anything and also forces out the immortality field this time. Blizzard invested from Haruhito, however, and DNA is the only one frozen, but that's a big pick here for Epizeuxis as they start making their way onto the point. Orsid, however, finds Cam. It's still winnable here for Decapi-taters as they try to find anything, but Decapi-taters split 1 foot off the point at the wrong time, and they end up giving the point over to Epizeuxis. And now Delphi is dead. Looks like it might be a reset here for the side of Decapi-taters, but as I say that, the bomb invested. Smugs invests the Barrage here, but Haruhito gets the kill onto him, and it looks like it's going to be a full reset here for the side of the Decapi-taters.
That was a lot of ults invested as well from Epizeuxis. You only have the Shatter, and assuming you don't just solo Shatter the Ball, this is not going to get a lot of value. You need this to land onto Delphi and win yourself a free fight, and you can't even kill it yourself. You have to hold off. That's so hard as a Ryan player because you feel like you need to confirm the kill, but your team needs to get that ult charge from the Ball here if you have any hope of finishing this map.
Orson pulling up to that pulse bomb as well, Sierra. So let's see if Epizeuxis are able to hold out the advance here. Smugs going straight into the enemy team, gets nano boosted. Orson gets the pulse bomb, killing the Sly as well. That's a big pick. Now both supports are dead here for the side of Epizeuxis. Decapi-taters finding the picks that they need. Voltage dies to Haruhito, but it might not be enough here for the side of Epizeuxis, as Smugs is making a mockery. Same with Orson. They're just burning down the remainder of Epizeuxis, and now it's only one fight win that the Decapi-taters need in order to take Nepal Shrine.
Nagisa doesn't have the res, it seems, to get Smugs back up. So there is a pretty decent window for 4 of these players from Epizeuxis to come back in. You have another Blizzard. This is what won you the earlier fight, but I don't know if somebody can touch.
Oh, they just barely are able to touch. I believe it was Cam on the Orisa. And Frozen's able to find the kill on the DNA, who didn't have his mech. That's massive. The Blizzard comes out from Haruhito. Doesn't freeze anybody up, unfortunately. So Blizzard will just be a zoning Blizzard right now. Smug's trying to stay alive, and Frozen gets killed by Delphi's Mind. Excuse me. It's still winnable here for Decapi-taters. Smug's trying to find a perfect opportunity to get the barrage, but flies a little bit too close to the sun and gets killed out by Golo. Decapi-taters now looks like they're going to be trying to retreat or try to find a different alternative into this fight. DNA gets frozen up. Nagisa put in a wrong position at the wrong time and will get killed out by Cam on the Moira, and that's going to be the flip here for Epizeuxis as the Decapi-taters need to try and win another fight.
Fly too close to the Warhammer and you're going to get broken. That's what just happened to Smugs there. There's a big ult bank finally here from Decapi-taters to come back into it, but Haruhito has been a force to be reckoned with on the May. These 2 Blizzards have been game-winning from him. If he gets another one here at 60%, this could be Decapi-taters shut out.
Yeah, definitely. Decapi-taters showing some sort of composition here on this map, and they might not win it because of the sort of performance that we've been seeing from Epizeuxis, but they have the ults online. We'll see if they're able to use them effectively. Orson in the backline just pressuring out, throws the pulse bomb, and Toasty Toast eats it for breakfast. Beautiful eat there from the Diva on the side of Epizeuxis. Smugs uses the barrage and gets 2. Banana Boost was also applied on from Voltage B, and all of a sudden Decapi-taters find their way in. Overtime is triggered here. Smugs will get killed out by Toasty Toast's bomb, but the res is there from Nagisa if she decides to use it. As you see the Decapi-taters trying to find their way back into this fight. DNA's bomb is a whiff. Doesn't get any sort of kills, but Haruhito is able to get the kill on him before he's able to get the remake. Decapi-taters trying to keep themselves in this fight. That 1880 Cam just barely kills him in the end. Delphi ends up getting killed, and at the end of the day, the Decapi-taters are trying to find the kills they need, but it's not going to be enough as Epizeuxis will find their way back, and they will win here on Nepal Shrine, 199.
If you lose that map, you are not feeling up to this. Decapi-taters, they lost a round where they felt completely in control. All they had to do was win one more fight at the end there, and they basically handed it away to Epizeuxis, who had no right winning that. Just small little microscopic errors are giving the W over to Epizeuxis. And again, you wanted Sanctum to be played early because that's the one you feel best on if you're Decapi-taters with the style you're playing. This is a map where Epizeuxis can just sit on point, rack up 80%, no problem.
Now it comes down to this map. Nepal Village could be the last point here in the series. You see the compositions right now, and it's obviously looking worrisome here for the Decapi-taters.
On the map, that's not something you see every day with a ball.
Yeah, but I just noticed that. That's an interesting pick here from Voltage. We've seen it mainly on the Zenyatta, but obviously, or the Zenyatta or the Ana, but obviously getting pressured out too much on that Ana. Decapi-taters looking for the opening. They do have Smugs on this Pharah, just raining in picks from the back. But that's a beautiful teleport coming out from Frozen. Just goes right on top of all the members on the side of the Decapi-taters. And that's 3 picks for Frozen on the Symmetra. Beautiful engage there from the Epizeuxis team, and they're going to be able to bring this point into their favor.
It doesn't even feel like Decapi-taters are putting up any resistance at this point. Epizeuxis, they had the soul read on where to put that teleport, and they're just using these teleports exactly how you need for a team at this level. Boop doesn't quite kill Golo, but it puts him in such a bad position. He needs to die here. If he lives...
Oh, Golo trying to get out of there, but will get killed out by DNA. Beautiful pick out there. And a beautiful boot from Smugs to be able to make sure Golo could not get out of that. Sly tried to save him, but it wasn't enough. Now the window comes out here from Cam. Delphi ends up dying. The barrage from Smugs kills himself. That is not what you want to see right now for Decapi-taters, as they are just having a lot of struggle finding themselves at this point. Speed is invested here from Sly, but at the end of the day, it's another one fight for Epizeuxis.
Yeah, this is feeling like it's done and dusted for Epizeuxis. They feel like they just own Nepal at this point. Who's at Decapi-taters? Never heard of them. 4-1 incoming is what they're chanting to themselves, even now out loud, just in their heads. Frozen with the sim wall can shut out Smugs 1,000 days a week. Even a damage-boosted rocket barrage can't break through that fast enough.
Definitely Decapi-taters trying to find their way in. Oh, but that's a big pick from Delphi. Finds the kill on the slide. That's a big pick to start off. Epizeuxis is still trying to make their trademark engage with this teleport. Find out Orsid, who has that Dragon Strike, but DNA, finds the kill onto Frozen here, so now the Symmetra's out of the play, but it's still back and forth. Epizeuxis is finding the picks that they needed. Hino can't get the Blizzard out on time. Toasty Toast uses the bomb, forces the supports back into the point here as Golo's back with gets the kill on the DNA. It's still winnable here for Epizeuxis. Mine's invested here from Delphi. Immortality Field also invested from Cam as Decapi-taters try to find anything, but all they found is the spawn room tie.
I mean, that looked 100% Decapi-taters, but it was 0 in the end. Decapi-taters. They need this last fight to go their way. Nagisa, she switches over to the Lucio at the waning moments. She needs to be the one to touch this, I think.
It's going to be Delphi who's going to try to touch this with that. DNA also has the Flux. Overtime is triggered here for the Decapi-taters. 99% in favor of Epizeuxis. Nagisa gets burnt down immediately by Frozen with those turrets, and the wall is there on the other side. Delphi ends up falling to Hino, and Epizeuxis cleaning out the remaining factors. They will not be denied their championship potential. Epizeuxis will face off against Devil Dukes next week in the Transcendence Tier Grand Finals.
Your final team to not lose a single game in Transcendence Tier will beat Epizeuxis with a 4-1 victory. Decapi-taters have been fried and finished in their tournament play. Remember, there's no lower bracket here. It's just over for them. Epizeuxis will move on feeling confident, feeling strong. They lost 1 map. Devil Dukes lost 2. There is not a single bit of sweat dripping from their foreheads right now as Epizeuxis look to be one of the most dominant teams Transcendence Tier has to worry about.
Definitely, Epizeuxis is a team to be feared. They have not lost a match all season, Time Monster. And now they're going on to try and win a Grand Finals match up against the Devil Dukes. They are looking like the #1 threat team right now in Transcendence here, and they are looking like they could definitely walk away with that championship next week. But Devil Dukes can pull out something surprising. We could see a lot of weird things next week that could give the victory over to the side of the Devil Dukes. But with all the dust is settled, we need to choose ourselves a player of the match here, Time Monster. Who is your player of the match from the side of Epizeuxis?
They didn't sub out anyone at any point, if I'm not mistaken. Was Sly in the whole time?
Yes, everyone
Okay.
on Epizeuxis was in the whole time.
They didn't make any switches. They just played who they wanted and stuck with it, and it worked out well. I think that as much as I love to give it to tanks and main supports, I have to give it to Haruhiro. That May play at the end was insane. The play throughout the whole series was exemplary. That was an excellent performance from that player, and he deserves player of the match more than anybody else, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Haruhiro doing a really good job on that Mei, showing that Mei is indeed a sniper if you are careful with her. But I'm going to give my player of the match to someone who, yes, may have died first in a lot of those engages, but I'm going to give it to Frozen on the DPS role. Just an overall cracked player, has a lot of good potential in this tournament, and really is showing why he is considered one of the best DPS players in the Transcendence tier this season. I mean, those Symmetra plays that they were pulling out on Nepal Village was really good job there from Frozen, and also bringing it back for multiple engages with those tracers. So I'm giving it my player of the match to Frozen here for this match. But it's been a really good match here, Time Monster, and at the end of the day, one team had to fall.
And it ends up being Decapi-taters. And I mean, that's not a bad season for Decapi-taters. I think going into the finals, most people will predict Epizeuxis to win it. Not trying to spoil anything for anybody who's out there, but Epizeuxis is most definitely the favorites to win, in my opinion. Decapi-taters were the second best, maybe the third best, but Epizeuxis look like the second. Look like there's no second with them. They are #1, and they will not let it be any other way.
Yeah, absolutely. But that is going to do it here for our production here. Thank you, everybody, for watching. For everybody here in the production booth, including my wonderful co-caster, Time Monster, and our wonderful producer, Keisho, we thank you all for watching. Until we meet again, we hope you have an amazing night.
Want what they want, and then it's too late. When I took the step, was I moved by lust? Was I moved by faith? The truth